Hello and welcome to 5 Reasons to Make Ternary your preferred FinOps partner. My name is Bob Kilbride. I'm head of channel and alliances for Ternary. And we also have Mac. Say hello, Mac.
Oh, Mike McDowell. I am the sales engineer that is Bob's partner in crime. I've been at Ternary for about 3 years now.
Michael McDowell, but affectionately known as Mac. And we're all friends here, so you can call him Mac. So let's get into the content in the session. We will have plenty of time for questions at the end, so everyone is muted. So if you do have questions, put your questions in the Q&A question box in the Zoom menu there, and we will get to all of your questions at the end of the session. Most of the session is going to be a demo. So Mac's going to take you through the actual Ternary MSP platform. And we're going to show examples of why Ternary should be your FinOps platform of choice to run your FinOps service. First of all, at a high level, what we're going to talk about today is how Ternary will enable you to do 3 things. First of all, it's going to enable you to drive profitability and increase margins. If you're delivering FinOps services today, we'll enable you to do it more effectively and more efficiently than ever before. If you're looking to add FinOps services to your portfolio, or if you are looking to augment your FinOps portfolio, we'll enable you to do that as well. The Ternary MSP platform will help your customers realize the value of their cloud investments. When we talk about FinOps, we often talk about optimization and cost savings. And of course, that's part of FinOps. But the most important concept behind FinOps is realizing the value of cloud investments and ensuring that your clients are getting the ROI that they expect from their cloud investments. And then finally, Ternary is going to enable you to establish FinOps best practices and provide guidance to your clients. And I can guarantee you that clients are absolutely thinking about FinOps. In a recent FinOps Foundation survey, over 40% of respondents who are spending $15 to $100 million per year in the cloud were thinking about establishing a FinOps practice. And we can enable you to provide that guidance or even provide the FinOps practice to your clients. So let's get into the 5 reasons. Reason number 1, Ternary is a partner you can trust. We are a relatively new company. We've been in business for just about 4 years, but in that 4 years, we have managed to get under over $7 billion in cloud spend under management. So actively in the Ternary platform, we are managing over $7 billion in cloud spend. 300 customers, and the majority of those customers are getting access to Ternary or access to services that are driven by Ternary from our MSP partners. So we're a partner-friendly organization. We know how to partner. We understand the value of our partners, and we create a true two-way partnership, value on both sides. And then we have over 100 years experience. So we have about 35 employees, so relatively small, but in terms of experience with FinOps, over 100 years. And that comes from practitioners, folks who are from the industry, have worked in organizations that have employed a FinOps strategy. It's folks from ISVs, FinOps, cloud cost management platforms, and it's folks from service providers. So we are FinOps experts, and we can share that expertise with you and your clients. And then you see the quote on the right. This is a recent analyst report that came out on cloud cost management platforms, talking about our exceptional ability to scale. So we have ability to scale across your entire customer base, and we have the ability to scale within the customer up to the largest enterprise, and we have proven that. And with that, what I'd like to do is turn it over to Mac, and he's going to take us into the platform for reasons 2 through 4.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Give me a thumbs up when you see my screen share go up. Okay. So let's peel back the onion a little bit here. To Bob's point, when we're talking with MSPs, we want to make sure that we are dealing with the data at the scale and with the dimensionality that the MSPs are going to see. So one of the top views that we provide is the ability to have an MSP level dashboard in which all of your clients are being rolled together. And it's not just integrating spend data. So in this case, each one of these colored bars represents a tenant in your environment. It's not only integrating the cost data, but it's also integrating actionable information from them. So in this case, I have maybe 7 tenants all rolled together, and I am seeing the cost across all of them. I am also able to see anything that would be actionable from the platform. For example, an alert that would come through telling me there's been a change in spending patterns. Notice, by the way, these are all drillable. So if I wanted to zoom in on this $7,000 difference delta anomaly that was found, I can zoom in on that just by clicking on the URL. I'll do that in just a bit. Savings opportunities. If there are things like savings plans or CUDs, we'll be able to make recommendations around that. Status of clouds. Are there clouds out there that are not communicating with us? Oftentimes you will have somebody will break a permission on their side and suddenly you don't see data flowing in. So we have status of all those individual clouds coming in. And you might have multiple clouds per customer, and you want to be able to see that, when was the last time you received data from each of them. And the last roll up here is user access. You might have multiple folks at your team that need to interact with individual tenants on your side. You want to understand who is supporting which clients, who's accessed what tenant, for what reasons. So we do have auditing to see which users are accessing which of your tenants. So it's not just a matter of bringing data together and stitching it within the results. It's also the ability to see and roll up across your entire state, all the actionable items that are in there. Now, as I zoom in on a particular tenant, there's a couple of ways we can do this. First off, I can visit any of my tenants just by accessing it from here. As an MSP, by the way, you would have full control over being able to add your own tenants. So I could bring in another, we've brought in another client. I want them to have access to Ternary. I bring that spend into my MSP environment, and now I can provision that tenant for them, help them set it up and get it all running without any assistance from Ternary. But once I have that tenant in place, I can just zoom in and say I want to access that tenant. It will ask for a reason. So, quarterly planning or whatever that task is. And now I am able to jump into that tenant and begin to do reporting against it and help that client with any planning that they may want to do. So now I am in a tenant. I'm in one of those children, and I am able to interact with that. I have provided access to that tenant, to the client themselves, and I can also provide an overlaying support as part of that. So from a management perspective, rolling all that information into one place, giving you visibility across your entire estate in one place. Super important, being able to access that information, log who's getting into it, and being able to control your entire journey within Ternary is the fundamental design of our MSP offering. Okay, now the things that you can do once you're in a tenant. The second thing is helping you assist folks finding cost-saving opportunities. All of the information that we currently have is, the visibility is provided directly within the solution, but we are able to give recommendations as well. So building dashboards and reports, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. That's pretty much table stakes. But I want to highlight one important use case where if you have a recommendation, how you would help a client actually implement that recommendation. So here's an example. I am looking at across my entire estate in terms of GCP, AWS, and Azure. I have recommendations for things like compute and EC2 and Azure Virtual Machines. Let me zoom in on the GCP compute here for a second. We have all the details around the compute utilization here beyond the billing data. So if I want to understand information about what use of family I have, what regions I'm operating in, all that information is available here. We can do lots of drill down to understand what's my use of N2D, in US East 4. I'd like to see those instances. This is where we can start getting into the individual instance level detail. But the point I want to make here is that we now have all that configuration and usage information, and you can see we have a ton of underutilization here. Now we want to make a recommendation to a client to actually implement some savings. We already have done the math in the platform. So in this case, it's saying that a bunch of savings available, in this case, about 170,000 of monthly savings available. And it is, in this case, VM right sizing, unattached storage, unused IP addresses. These are all savings opportunities that are available and being offered within the solution. I'm going to bring up the top savings opportunities here just so you can see how it works. And let's cover the left nav. Now, you'll probably notice one thing here, this open cases. This is how Ternary is different from other offerings in the field. We can build cases around the recommendations themselves so you can interact with your clients and help them get to the point where a recommendation is actually an implemented change. So for example, if I wanted to grab onto one of these, doesn't have a case associated with it. Here we have an N2D recommendation. It's going to save us somewhere around $2,000. Sounds like a good idea. I would like to make this something actionable. Well, we have a few ways we can do that. First is that we can designate whether something that is recommended by Ternary is a good idea or not. In this case, I can say it's accepted. I can also then create a case off of this. And the important thing here is now I can create a case, confirm. I can build a case and then open it up directly into a Jira ticket so that now we can interact both in Ternary and in Jira. The two are linked bidirectionally so we can communicate back and forth. And here's an example, can we do this? And put in, the amount of savings. All the details around that change is being populated into the case. So all that information I have, I can do an assignment right here if I want to. I'm going to open it up in Jira. We go ahead and hit submit. I'm not going to do it because I've already got a ticket associated with this. And what we'll see when that's done is that we will then have a case that will be workable both from a from the Jira side and from the Ternary side. So here's an example of one that's been worked back and forth. So we have in this case a Kubernetes recommendation. It's opened up in a Jira ticket. That Jira ticket is being moved back and forth on that side. So the interaction between engineering, FinOps, or MSP and the client's engineering team can all be managed through a ticketing system. And if as they make updates on their side, maybe, for example, they move this to done, we've already made this change, it'll write back to Ternary, say, close the case and realize the savings. So workflows, being able to take that information, being able to get it into a situation where it's actually implemented, very important in the way Ternary is put together. And then once we have cases that have been closed, we can keep track of those as well. So there might be history in the past that we want to go back and pull back up. All right. And last change I want to point out here is the ability to keep folks in a sort of governance standard for being able to keep budgets. Let me pull this up here. There we go. Setting budgets for teams, being able to put them in a spending pattern, being able to help them understand where they are on their journey. So setting budgets with scope. So if I have a specific team or I have a specific application or an environment, I can set budgets for all of those. In this case, what we can do is say that, in this case, he's got a budget of 680,000. Looks like he's going to come in under the month. And but for the last 6 months, he's done okay, but went over a couple of times. Were there any bad days in the month? We can represent that as well. So having budgetary controls, being able to put folks into a spending category and then helping tenants stay within the guidelines that they have established for themselves. Okay. And I did want to show where there's notifications. If you want to share with your clients, in this case, output your information to Slack. If I have detections for overspend and anomalies, I'm going to show you one of those in just a second. We can write that out to a shared Slack channel. In this case, if I have something like an anomaly that was picked up or a budgetary violation, all of that can be written to a Slack channel. So you can be able to have a shared communication channel with your clients. And then if you have interactions you want to do, you can actually build a case around it and start working any changes over here. So communication with folks, putting them on a governance standard, getting them into a pattern of spending that's acceptable and notifications, all about the communication back and forth with the clients. I do want to highlight one feature I didn't talk about, which is anomaly detection. And that is going to allow us to detect when there are changes in patterns of spend automatically. This is the first place we're really introducing machine learning into our FinOps offering. And the goal here is to make sure that we are able to find situations where the patterns of spending have changed and notify individuals that that's the case. So you saw the Slack channel sent information out about an anomaly detected. In this case, we are zooming in on a category of spend within a project. that is a notification that the system will detect, but we also can set rules around that to say, if I ever see one of those come through in my production environment that's more than 5%, I need to see that, and I need to have the notification go out. All right. So Bob, I'm going to hand it back over to you at this point. Are there any questions that have come through?
We do have a couple of questions, but I think we could do Bob's section and then hit them all at the end.
Sure. Okay. Hand it back to you, Bob.
Indeed. Thank you, Mac. All right, let's get back to our show. So we're down to the last reason of why you should partner with Ternary for your FinOps services. And it is the MSP Partner Program. Now, as an MSP, you will get access to the platform that Mac just shared with you. You will get access to the Ternary multi-tenant platform. And what you'll also get is the Ternary MSP Partner Program. And there's a number of components that are important for this program, but I'll point out the most important three. Number one, preferred pricing. So as an MSP, we will start you at pricing that is much lower than our single customer direct pricing. And then we will give you the opportunity to quickly graduate into higher tiers, which will then unlock even deeper discounts, which will mean more margin and pricing power for you. We offer white glove onboarding. So what we'll do is we will take you through the Ternary platform from the very beginning, setting up your MSP platform, ensuring that you understand how it works at the MSP level. And then we'll take you down to setting up individual customers and how to get the most value out of the platform for you as an MSP and for each one of your customers. And then finally, joint go-to-market and co-selling. Here at Ternary, we don't have a professional services organization. What we'll do is we will sell Ternary and we will support Ternary for our direct clients, but we are not providing the level of services that our partners are providing around FinOps. If our customers are looking for anything additional, this is an opportunity for us to introduce that customer to a partner. We're doing that today, and we will continue to do that. It's a very important part of our program. So what that means is we will go to market with you. With our partners, it's Ternary plus our partners' services and support. And that makes for a stronger offering. And in terms of go-to-market, we'll work to build out that offer with you. So with that, let's recap the 5 reasons to partner with Ternary. As I mentioned at the beginning, we have a team of experienced FinOps professionals who will help you develop and deliver your FinOps service. Again, if you're delivering a FinOps service today, we can help you do that more efficiently with our platform and with the Ternary technology. If you're not delivering a FinOps service today, we can help you build it. Number 2, Max showed you the MSP platform. So as a Ternary MSP, we provide you with the multi-tenant platform, which is going to help you scale your FinOps service business. It's going to allow you to deliver the service more easily, and more effectively, and add more value to your service for your customers. Number 3, I think you saw that Ternary is a very user-friendly platform, and it's meant both for technical and business personas. So the functionality is varied and it's wide, but it can be as very simple as simply you're providing visibility to your clients and you're providing the service that gives them all the setup, implementation, reporting, optimization, etc. All the way to the full functionality that you can provide to your customers if they have the ability and if they want to have that access. You have complete control. So you have the ability to provide them full access and support them and help them implement the full Ternary platform, or you can simply use the platform to provide a level of visibility that they need for the business personas, and you're providing the service on the back end. It's completely up to you how you want to go to market. And number 4, the platform is going to surface insights that are going to help you and your customers make informed decisions, and again, ensure that they're getting the most value out of their cloud investments. For example, the things that Mac showed you around visibility and optimization, the alerts and anomaly detection. It's going to allow you to quickly and easily focus on the things that are going to be most important for your clients. So again, they can make informed decisions about their investments and their cloud strategy. And then finally, our MSP partner program is going to provide you with a prescriptive approach to be successful in delivering your FinOps services. So our program is designed with your success in mind. If you are successful, that means your clients are successful, and that means Ternary will be successful. So it's all about joint success, win, win, win. So that concludes the session. What we can do now is go into the Q&A.